YouTubers, I'm glad you're all here. Thank you very much for joining me. Well, another building there in Florida has been evacuated. Back on October 27th, the residents of this Port Royale condo, 14 stories high, was given 2 hours notice to evacuate. They evidently did know for about 10 months that there was structural problems with the building, and there is a crack in one of the main beams that has widened from about a half an inch and has grown and extended up the side of the building. Here's the location of that condominium, and it's right on the beach. You know, when I was there about a year ago, my biggest concern was sinkholes. There in Florida, they passed a law that all buildings within 3 miles of the beaches there in Florida have to go through a more rigorous inspection. Let me bring this out. Now, recently someone's been saying that it's caused by earthquakes. Well, I doubt that. It's probably just deterioration. The building was built back in 1971, and things rust and fall apart. I did download 2 different monitors that I could get to work. The one on the right is there at Disney World in Orlando, and this other one is from Indian Town in Florida. People have said that they've been feeling earthquakes. They very well may have it. Like I said, they got a problem with flooding and sinkholes in that area. I often think about the man that died in his bedroom when a sinkhole swallowed up his bedroom, and he went down with the bed, and his body was never recorded. But I don't see any significant earthquakes. There is some little stuff here. You can see a small little shaker there. Florida is on coral. It's only 7 inches above sea level, so there's a little vibration there. Let me close this out, and there was a couple of other ones. So it is possible that the vibration and weakening of a structure could cause damage. I mean, the building would have to have damage beforehand. Even in my building, when people slam the doors, it actually shakes the whole building at times. And there was some activity here. Here's another little tiny shaker. I mean, probably about the same as someone slamming a door really hard. I believe there is 164 units in this condominium. And there was an inspection about 10 months ago telling them, the owners, that there was some serious problems going on. This building isn't far from the location of that other building that collapsed a year ago, where over 100 people were killed. Here's some more images of damage to the building. The city posted an unsafe structural notice on Thursday, forcing all the residents only 2 hours to get out. A structural engineering report prompted the evacuation of the 164 unit structure, which is in the process of undergoing required recertification. The engineer discovered, let me bring this down a little bit here so you can read the text, that a main support beam identified for repairs 10 months ago had shifted, and that a cracked beam had expanded. And evidently it was marked out with orange paint. They're also saying that other structural supports may need repair as well. One of the people that lives in the building has noticed problems evidently for a while. Markaj is his name, and he's also a structural engineer. He said he tried to report issues including cracks in a column and water standing in the garage area for weeks at a time to both the building management and to the city's building department. He said he was never able to get a response, adding that he was feeling unsafe living in the building and with the way the building's maintenance was handled. Inspection Engineers, Inc. said in a letter to the city that it was working to obtain a city permit so that a comprehensive shoring can be installed within 10 days. That will be followed by another inspection of the building, which was constructed in 1971. I don't think I would trust living in a building that has shoring to hold it up. Here we have an image of the unsafe notice and the gate padlocked. The repairs that were supposed to be taken care of 10 months ago. Well, evidently the building association only selected a contractor about 4 weeks ago. The firm that inspected the building was asked to supervise the work, and this week noticed that the building of the main beams in the garage had experienced a structural deflection of approximately 1/2 inch, and also the existing crack that was marked for repair had extended. Probably the one, let me show you again, this one right here. You can see there is cracks in the wall, and the cement around the rebar has actually fallen away. Here in this image you can see along the wall here how there is a crack, and yeah, the cement has fallen away. For people to be given only a 2-hour notice to evacuate, yeah, the extent of the damage must be very serious. None of the people that were living there in the building have been given alternative places to live, and that is required. Miami Beach, Florida say that condo owners who rent out their units were in fact on the hook under local laws to cover temporary housing for renters for up to 3 months or until the building was habitable again. Yeah, look at this. See that, how the cement, yeah, it's deteriorated. It's all falling apart. There's signs of water here on this back wall and on the floor. And let's bring this over so you can see, yeah, this top corner here. Look at that. I imagine the police went around knocking on the doors at 5 p.m. and they said all the people had to be out by 7. Yeah, there's no chance to get your furniture out, and more likely they can't go back to get their furniture. Here's an image of one of the police officers watching the people leave. Like I said, they probably went door to door and told them they had to get out right away. Port Royale Condominium is about 1/3 of a mile south of the Champlain Towers South Condo Building in Surfside, Florida. It is also on Collins Avenue, where 98 people were killed in June of last year, 2021. And I did not know about this, but other buildings in South Florida have been evacuated amid similar safety concerns since the Surfside collapse. That disaster forced scrutiny on the structural integrity of aging condominium towers throughout Florida, especially along the coastlines, and the state has since moved to strengthen laws requiring inspections and periodic recertifications of buildings. Miami-Dade County had required the first recertification only after 40 years, and the Surfside building was undergoing that recertification process when it collapsed. New state laws signed into ruling back in May required buildings to have their first recertification after 30 years or 25 years, if they live within 3 miles of the coast, and then every 10 years thereafter. Like I said, when I was there a year ago, July in fact, I was more worried about sinkholes than anything else. So what are your thoughts? Yeah, those poor people. Please put your comments down below. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you for subscribing. Please stay safe. And once again, use common sense. If you're in a building and you see problems, don't just assume that things are okay. If you get a gut feeling something isn't safe, well, make arrangements possibly to move out. And I will talk to you later. God bless you. Bye.